Welcome to the video annual report for the American Academy of HIV Medicine. I'm Bruce Packett, the Executive Director of the Academy, and this year I'm celebrating my 16th year on staff for the Academy, and my second as ED. Naturally, any annual report for all companies, including nonprofits, for the year 2020 will be truly unique. The entire world, all industries, but especially those entities engaged in healthcare delivery, faced an anomalous and once-in-a-century challenge. Especially difficult for the members of the Academy was that they found themselves at the intersection of an epidemic going into its 5th decade, and then another viral pandemic that was spiraling literally by the day. So much of what HIV practitioners saw at the beginning of COVID-19 was probably redolent of their early work in HIV/AIDS in the 80s if they were working at the time, which is to say, a novel, mostly unknown virus causing severe illness and death, and a fearful and often misinformed public. Like other places of business, the Academy office effectively closed, with the staff moving into a fully virtualized format. But our work definitely didn't stop. In fact, we very much mirrored our members in the fairly dramatically increased volume of work. We responded with webinars on COVID-19 for our members, sent out clinical updates on coronavirus in the HIV clinic, published new content and lists of resources to keep our members up to date. And not only did we address COVID head on, we also managed to accomplish a lot outside of the world of the pandemic. For example, we saw our membership numbers grow in 2020. We altered our credentialing schedule to better accommodate our providers, and also saw an increase in the number of credentialed HIV specialists, HIV pharmacists, and HIV experts. Our series of in-person clinical workshops shifted from meeting rooms to digital formats. We also launched an intensive training course on HIV and aging. We launched the Academy Mentoring Program that pairs a seasoned, experienced HIV specialist with a provider seeing fewer patients or who is perhaps new to the field. You'll see more highlights of our 2020 activities included in this video, and I certainly want to thank our staff for all their tireless hard work and dedication in this really uniquely challenging year. It has to be said too that 2020 was also a year of racial unrest. The murder of George Floyd, combined with the glaring health disparities brought to light by the pandemic, forced us as a nation to rise up for justice and be purposeful in our demand for change. The Academy's staff participated in a 9-week diversity, equity, and inclusion training that ultimately culminated in the creation of our Academy Council for Racial Equity, which is comprised of member practitioners of the Academy. And it must be said that everything that we do is for the members. Our job is to give the members the tools they need to provide optimal care for people with HIV. And in a year full of challenges, I want to thank all of you, the members, for everything you've done, because the healthcare workers are truly the heroes of 2020. I also want to take a moment to thank our board of directors, because their dedication to the organization is truly second to none. Dr. Margaret Hoffman-Terry stepped down as chair of our board in 2020, and her commitment to the Academy has really allowed us to grow during her tenure exponentially. And now here's a word from Dr. Hoffman-Terry.
Thank you, Bruce. It's been my pleasure to serve as chair of the board of directors of the Academy for the past 4 years. I'm proud of our many accomplishments in the areas of communication, membership, education, and credentialing that have been made during my tenure. I'm also proud of my work as chair of the Public Policy Committee of the American Academy. Policy in 2020 was interesting, to say the least. Many would say it's hard to accomplish things in a normal year in Washington, D.C., let alone one that was plagued by the COVID pandemic along with political upheaval. But the Academy's public policy platform moved ahead, focusing our attention on the HELP Act, or HIV Epidemic Loan Repayment Act. This was a bill introduced by congressional legend John Lewis to help physicians, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, dentists, and clinical pharmacists who provide HIV care in the areas with health professional shortages to repay their student loans. While we were sad to lose Representative Lewis, we will forge ahead with this bill in his honor. With a new administration in place for the next 4 years, we have great opportunity to end the epidemic. I leave the board in the capable hands of our new chair, Dr. Jonathan Applebaum, whom you'll hear from shortly. I want to thank my fellow Academy board members, the Academy staff, as well as all of you for making my 4 years as chair so enjoyable and rewarding. And now, let's look at some of the outstanding achievements of the Academy.
John Applebaum, and I'm pleased to be the new chair of the Academy's Board of Directors. As you can see, the Academy has been hard at work during 2020, advocating, educating, and representing the HIV care provider. Personally, I've enjoyed being involved in advancing our HIV and aging work by overseeing the content updates on our website and participating in the development of a brand new intensive course on managing the care of older people living with HIV. I've also been involved with a major project that will be coming soon. The 2021 edition of the Fundamentals of HIV Medicine textbook is going to be available later this spring, so be on the lookout. These are just some of the exciting programs and offerings coming down the pike from the Academy, including our expansion into more educational content in the broader area of sexual health. The momentum you've seen in this video will definitely continue into 2021 and beyond, and so I'm looking forward to working with our Executive Director, Bruce Packett, staff, and the rest of the board. Thank you for being a member, thank you for credentialing, thank you for supporting the Academy, and most of all, thank you for your commitment to care.